Good morning, students. Earlier, I have told you about some methods of separation. Today, we will discuss those methods of separation in detail. The first method is hand picking. This method can be used for separating slightly larger sized impurities like pieces of dirt, stone, and husk from wheat, rice, or pulses. You must have noticed your mother separating stones and other unwanted particles from rice, wheat, and pulses before cooking. You may have seen the pieces of stone that are mixed with the packet of grains, and these impurities can be removed by picking up with the hand, and this process is known as hand picking, which helps in separating the mixture of grains with the unwanted particles like stone husk, etc. Next method of separation is threshing. You must have seen or noticed a farmer to separate grains from the matured crop. It is the process that is used to separate grain from the stacks. Stacks means the dried matured crop of wheat, in which grains are on the upper part and the dried grass that is left in the stem, it is known as stake. And the process in which this a stack is separated from grains is known as threshing. And threshing can be done by beating the stacks against a hard surface to separate the seeds from that matured crop. And you must have seen the farmer doing that threshing. But nowadays threshing can also be done with the machines known as threshers. Next method of separation is winnowing. You have seen sometimes that grain is mixed with some lighter particles of husk, and that lighter particle can be separated with the help of wind, or you can say that wheat is mixed with dried grass, and that dried grass can be separated with the help of wind, because lighter particles are blown away with the wind and the heavier particles will collect at a place. This method is known as winnowing, and this method is done with the help of wind. This method of separating components of a mixture with the help of wind is called winnowing. And the next method is sieving. Sieving, sometimes you may wish to prepare a dish with flour. We need to remove impurities that may present in it with the help of sieves. You might have noticed your mother using a sieve to refine the flour, to remove the impurities of larger size than flour. Sieving allows the fine particles to pass through the holes of the sieve while the bigger impurities remain on the sieve. In flour mill, impurities like husk and stones are removed from wheat before grinding it. And this method is also used sometimes to separate the pebbles and stones from the sand. Where there is any construction work is going on, you might have noticed that there is a strainer in which pebbles and stones are removed from sand by sieving. And the next method is sedimentation, decantation, and filtration. Sometimes it may not be possible to separate components of a mixture by winnowing and handpicking. For example, there may be lighter impurities like dust or soil particles which are mixed with rice or pulses. You have seen your mother when she cooked rice. uh, you will wash She will wash those rice with water before cooking, because some impurities cannot be separated with the help of hand picking and winnowing. In that case, which method is used? Sedimentation, decantation, and filtration. Sedimentation means when the heavier component in a mixture settles after a wash is added to it, the process is called sedimentation. Heavier component in a mixture, sometimes if you mix sand into the water and it is mixed and you will leave it for 1 hour or some time, then you will notice that the sand will settle at the bottom. That sand which settled at the bottom is known as sediment, and this process in which the heavier particle will settle at the bottom and the water can be separated from the sediment. This process is known as sedimentation. And when the water is removed, this process is known as decantation. And what is filtration? Filtration is very common word which is used at your homes, like filter for water is there, where the water can be filtered. Have you noticed during the preparation of tea, we use strainer to separate tea leaves from tea, because solid impurities will remain on the strain and the liquid will go down into the vessel. The separation of solid impurities from liquid with the help of filter paper or with the help of any strainer is known as filtrations. Sometimes water supplied through taps may be muddy. We can use some method of separation to remove insoluble impurities like soil from the water. This method is known as filtration. I hope you understood these methods and we will continue. That's all for today. Thank you.